Hi everyone, welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. Y'all are freaking incredible. I'm so excited to get a reading here for you. I'm just going to ring the sound bowl and call in spirit. Thank you to everybody who's just like here, liking, commenting, hanging out with me when I can get to readings. Y'all are freaking awesome. Okay, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a reading for our Divine Feminine Collective because it's been a minute. So let's get into it here. Okay, I'm calling on spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, the first energy that popped up here was the King of Air. So that's the King of Swords, right? It's saying here to speak your mind with confidence, okay? Seek out professional advice if you need to. Balance your mental and emotional considerations. So I feel like a lot of you are making head over heart decisions at the moment. Being in your King of Swords era, y'all are super brilliant, intelligent people. And I just feel like you're trying to be more diplomatic and professional in your day-to-day life when dealing with especially perhaps some highly emotional situations. You're trying to, use your logical mind, which is not a bad thing. We have the Knight of Water. Okay, exactly. The emotional situations, right? We have falling in love, wedding proposals, the need to balance your emotions, an invitation to a social event. So I feel like what's happening here with this Knight of Water, which is the Knight of Cups here, somebody maybe has recently or is about to express their emotions towards you, maybe ask you out on a date or get together or something, or maybe even come up with an apology. We'll have to see what else fell out here so we can get some context. We have the Nine of Fire. This is, I like this deck. Okay, I really like this deck, but it always goes with the more positive spin on the energy. Like it's kind of a fluffy deck, to be honest with you. The Nine of Fire right away, the Nine of Wands, the advice is to not give up on something or someone, and to protect that which you've created, right? Having the courage to believe in yourself that you can make it. But with the Nine of Wands here, or the Nine of Fire in this deck, it's really a bit of a frustrating energy, saying like, I don't know if I can go on. Of course, we are encouraged to continue to push forward, but I feel like right now you may be detaching from an emotional situation, and you feel like, it's the wounded warrior. You've been through a lot. Okay, this is something I feel like it's been pretty heavy. So instead of reacting with your emotions or responding from the heart, you are now intellectualizing your decisions, right? You're going into your head about it. So what is this all about? The Five of Earth, that's the Five of Pentacles. It is an extremely challenging energy. It says here on the card, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. All right. So really it talks about being in the energy of lack. Okay, it speaks to being in the energy of lack. So I want to know why this is all coming up as a theme for this reading for our Divine Feminine Collective. We have balance, which is the Temperance energy. So the need for balance and moderation, cooperation, compromise, waiting for perfect timing, and it also does represent reconciliation. We also have underneath that is the Hermit. Okay, so spending time in quiet meditation, learning your spiritual, or going on a spiritual journey of self-discovery. Okay, so what is going on here with this energy? What is going on here with this energy? To me, it really feels like you have detached from a highly volatile emotional situation. Divine Feminine, I feel like you have been I just feel like you're over the suffering, to be honest. And especially, I mean, if you're here, Divine Feminine, you've been on a twin flame journey for the most part, for the majority of you here, okay, have been on a twin flame journey. And it has become tiresome. Okay, it's become draining. It's become too much for you, just because you're tired of feeling on the outs. You're tired of maybe feeling the sadness or the loss, the rejection. Okay, you've been through many battles. You've had to keep picking yourself back up. Yes, you're stronger for it. Yes, you're incredible. Yes, you are everything. You're the complete package. But you're sick and tired of the same old, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, and so what you're starting to do is detach from your emotions and make different types of decisions in your world. You're really leaning on the side of logic rather than, it's just you're using your head. It's head over heart, absolutely here. And I feel like you've spent a lot of time thinking about this situation. You spent a lot of time trying to figure things out, trying to learn your lessons. Maybe even some of you have just come out of like a dark night of the soul, but you've come out with clarity. Okay, a lot of mind energy right now. And the mind, I mean, in the spiritual community, we talk about the ego, we talk about our thoughts, we talk about how, the mind, we need to lead with our heart and not the mind. But, the mind is an important tool. Okay. Now, of course, that it's a very important tool. When we see things clearly, it's like we're waking up from some sort of fog or some kind of illusion or it's like we're seeing things, because the heart can give us that rose-colored glasses thing, right? We only see what we want to see when we're maybe in love with someone, or we only see what we want to see when we're dealing with a situation where we feel like, this is it. This is my dream. This is what I want to do, right? So I feel like you've been taking a step back in your quiet time here, Divine Feminine, to really look at things logically and to look at the situation. And I feel, it's like you have these aha moments and you're ready to come at it from a different angle. Okay, you've gained a new perspective here, and you are you are in balance. Your head and your heart is in balance. And I feel like, I don't know, there's something huge that's changed within you. It feels like you're over it in a way. Like, I'm over dealing with the same kind of things over and over. I feel like you've learned some important lessons and you've broken some cycles. Yeah, I mean, for a long time, you may have been stuck in your head. Okay, you may have been stuck in your head or feeling trapped. I've been seeing comments lately about cutting cords and wanting to get off this journey and just being totally frustrated, wanting something new to come into your world. I feel like a lot of you have kind of woken up to the fact that you have the power to quiet the mind. You have the power to not engage. You have the power to overcome certain challenges, okay? Certain challenges in your life, right? You've been focusing on something new. You've been focusing on something new here with the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Some of you have been putting yourself out there, okay? Now, whether that's in love, in business, career, you're tired of it. You're going after something new here. You're going after something new, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, there's a little bit of a message coming through, like, don't kick yourself for having taken so long to get to this point. For those of you who's reading this because you're finally feeling like, you're on the right path. You're finally feeling like you've been freed up in some type of way here. You've made yourself available. You've overcome energy of the mind. Hold on. King of Wands. King of Wands wants to come up. It came up on the bottom of the other deck. Well, let me just show you. I'm saying why it wants to come up. Here's the King of Fire. King of Wands coming up again. There's something creative that you're wanting to pursue here. And you are becoming a very strong leader either in your field or in the spiritual community, or something that you're creating. Hold on one second here. What do we have? The Six of Cups in reverse. See, I don't know whether or not, like, I feel like this is not just in regards to love. I feel like this is your vibe in general. All right. I know a lot of people want love readings. A lot of people want general readings. I mean, apply this to your situation, how it fits here. What I'm seeing is like this attitude of like, you know what, I'm good on my own. I don't need this anymore. I'm trying to break a soul tie here. I'm trying to walk away from something I felt very tied and bound to. Again, you kind of woke up to your own power in this situation where you're like, you know what, you know how I cut cords? I say I'm no longer participating. I say it out loud. I ask spirit to support me. I ask the universe to support me. I'm tired of feeling this way. I don't want to do this anymore. And then you go ahead and focus on something that brings, you know, that makes you feel independent, that makes you feel good on your own, that makes you feel like, you know, I don't need this in my life. Okay. So I'm reading here for a divine feminine who is absolutely done with the whole twin flame thing. Okay. No, what I mean by that. Okay. Now I know this isn't going to resonate for everyone. Okay. But I can kind of relate to this because it's like, personally, my twin has been an excellent teacher, an amazing, I have unconditional love. Whatever they do in this world, in this life, I'm here for it. A supportive, whatever. I love this person, right? But I have no longer a desire to be with them romantically. Do you know what I mean? I've come to a point on my personal journey, and I'm just sharing this because I feel like whoever's reading this it's kind of in alignment with this energy. Feeling like, you know what, I'm done with the challenges. I've learned some lessons. I've learned many lessons. I've learned a lot about myself. I feel strong. I feel independent. I feel great. I don't need this anymore. Do I believe that, you know, am I more evolved than my twin? It's not about that. It's not a competition. I just believe that we're on different paths now in this world. I don't need to necessarily cut the cord. I don't feel the need to anymore. It's almost like, yeah, like the emotional turmoil that is caused on these journeys, right? It's gone. It's over. It's done. Like I'm no longer feeling that turmoil personally. And so this is kind of like, if this is your reading, this is how you're feeling. It's like, it doesn't matter to me anymore whether or not they come forward, whether or not I talk to them. I wish them well. I wish, you know what I mean? We're still connected. There's no doubt in my mind. We're still on a journey, but we're just not in this lifetime. We're not going to connect romantically anymore, and I'm totally fine with that. Now, this doesn't mean, okay, so this is what I'm picking up, like your focus is elsewhere, perhaps on your career, on finances. You may be shifting in those areas as well, going down new paths, just being over the same old in your life, right? And you're looking at things from a different perspective. You've got new ideas. You've had these wake up moments. You're like, I'm good on that. I'm ready for something new. I'm focusing on something new. I've got it, perhaps even a new partner or a new soulmate or something. You know, I don't need the same old anymore. I'm done with it. Our time is over. Like in that sense of like, yeah, you've outgrown it. You know what I mean? You've outgrown it. You learned the lessons you were supposed to learn in the situation for this lifetime, and it's time for things to kind of settle down for you. Okay, it's time for things to settle down. Now that's what I'm reading on here right now for our collective. There's plenty of you who are in this energy. It's taken you a long time to get to this point, and that's all great. That's all well and good. It's part of the journey. No judgment. That was coming up too. Let's not beat ourselves up for how long it took to get to this point. Things are about to shift. Now, I do have to say that with the Knight of Water and all the energy that's come up here, I do feel like your counterpart, your divine masculine, will be reaching out to you. It's not saying that you'll never speak to them again or they'll never try. I just feel like you have a different view. You don't feel the same way as you once did when it comes to dealing with your twin. You just don't. You're feeling very detached, very much, not even in the runner-chaser dynamic. Like, it's not about that, because you're not necessarily running from it. You're there, you're present, you can have conversations with your twin. It just does not affect you emotionally anymore as it once did, okay? So, let me see. Why is this coming through? I feel like it's interesting what was going to happen. Yeah, there's the Two of Cups. I knew it. So, I mean, this is what happens, okay? And this is like, this is the age old, I guess, I don't know if it's age old story for twins, but when I said it's not the runner chaser dynamic because you don't feel like you're running from it, you're just no longer interested because you're not the same person as you were when it started. Okay, you've grown. You have grown exponentially. You have different values. You have different ideas. You're not the same person anymore. And that's okay. We're supposed to grow. That's the whole point of these journeys, right? So congratulations. You know, you're in a really good energy here, Divine Feminine. You're very, very balanced. And that's the ultimate goal of the twin flame journey. You know, we all talk about union and the romanticize divine feminine, divine masculine getting together and living this happily ever after dream, but that's not really what the journey is about. Union, it's really coming into balance in the masculine and feminine energy within the self, the head, the heart, the yin yang, you know, and that's what temperance energy is literally speaking of. You have achieved union within the self. You've achieved union within the self. So you're no longer feeling out of balance. You're no longer feeling perhaps like emotionally needy on your twin. You know, it just is the way it is. It's almost like you're over it, right? It's like, you know, I'm over it. I still feel the connection. There's still a telepathic connection. All of that stuff is still there, but I'm not longing for my other half or my counterpart because I feel whole on my own, right? So there's a huge shift that's happened and a lot of growth and a lot of like, it's just so incredible to see the collective growing and shifting and changing. And, you know, myself going alongside all of y'all, okay, who are in this energy. It's really awesome to see. Now, what's happening here? I know, a little long-winded, but that's okay. What's happening here is that your energy pulling away, detaching, you know, they call it, you know, a lot of twin flame specialists will be like, okay, the way to attract your twin is to detach. But it's not like, okay, I'm just not going to talk to them or I'm going to purposefully ignore them or I'm going to block them or anything like that. It's to accomplish what you have accomplished here. Okay. Now that energy, letting go, detaching emotionally, truly detaching emotionally, is actually drawing in and attracting the twin towards you. Okay, it is. Whether you mean to or not, it is energetically pulling your twin back to you. Okay, whether it's, and I don't even know if they're conscious of it or aware of, you know, that pull, but this is just what's happening on an energetic level. So they are all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, they're coming towards you with the Knight of Water energy, in this vibe of like, holy crap, it's been you all along, you know, and you are in this energy here, Divine Feminine, of being quite detached. Like, look, I don't see you the same way, or I have a different perspective, you know, I'm on a different path, or, you know, this is why the 9 of Fire, the 5 of Earth, I'm not going backwards again. I'm not going through this again. So you're very much like, I don't want to say standoffish because I don't feel like you're being rude or mean. I feel like it's almost like no feelings. I mean, unconditional love is one thing. You don't have any hatred towards your twin or anything like that. It's just like a boundary, you know, a very strong boundary of like, look, I'm not here to do this again in this lifetime. I've already been through it, done that, whatever. I've learned, I've grown. Things are different right now, right? So they're being drawn towards you, and I feel like you are, you know, impartial. That's the word, impartial. Professional, diplomatic, like you're not really giving them much of anything to go on. And here's the King of Swords again, okay? The King of Swords coming up, and I feel like that is your energy, very heavy your energy. You could be, your twin may come towards you and be like, whoa, like they're kind of shocked at like they may accuse you of being cold or maybe aloof or like unavailable. They're not used to interacting with you on that level, and it's sending them off into this like very confused state. Okay, I feel like, okay, let me just give you a situation. You're out running your errands, doing your thing, focused on a goal. You got something to do today, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, you run into your twin. Synchronicities all around. It's happening. You're aware of them. You see them. You meet your twin. You're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Whatever. Catch up. shoot the shit a little bit, whatever. Be like, okay, well, have a great day. I got to run over here. I'm doing this. Like, it was nice to see you. I hope you're well. And then your twin standing there like, like totally flabbergasted. The fact that you're not like pursuing some kind of like, there's no emotion. You're not giving them anything to go on, right? And the more you show up in that way, like I said, you're not doing it on purpose. This is not a manipulation. This is not some kind of trickery. It is how you really feel. The more you interact that way, the more they realize, oh, what have I missed? What have I done? They get into that mode. I feel like what's happening is the longing is now on them. They are the ones that are in that Nine of Wands, Five of Pentacles energy. Right now, it's like the tables have turned, okay? And I know it's a long-winded way to say the tables have turned, but I wanted to explain the energy that I'm picking up on. Your side is very much detached, cool, aloof, not really bothered, okay? You may have once accused your twin of being that way, and now the tables have turned, and now they're like, what is going on with you? You don't seem to care about, like I said, you're not being rude, you're not being mean, you just don't care. It's not going to affect your day anymore. You have overcome those moments where what they do and say, like, you have taken your power back and control in your world. So nothing that they can really do or say is going to affect you in a way in which it once did. Okay. Now it's throwing them through a loop. Okay. And they're like, what the heck just happened? They don't understand what's going on. What the heck just happened? Here we go. The Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Then we come back here with Justice, Four of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and underneath that, the Nine of Cups, Queen of Cups. So I just wanted to show you the energy that was there, and then we'll talk about it. It is a very interesting thing, and it kind of makes me laugh, or not laugh in like a, this whole thing it feels almost like a cosmic joke, right? It feels almost like a cosmic joke. The universe has a sense of humor. Just when you are totally good on your own, doing your own thing, navigating life and focused elsewhere, this is when now your twin, your divine masculine, is literally obsessing over you, okay, longing for you, really tapped in and tuned, turned on to the connection, the spiritual nature of the connection. They're going to be doing a lot of studying, learning, diving in, figuring things out, learning lessons. But the fact is here that they are holding on to you. They are holding on to you so tightly because they feel like, I missed it. Okay, I missed my shot. I missed my opportunity. And I know a lot of readers will say that, and it's kind of something that hooks people in. But this is like a very profound awakening that these masculines are going through. Okay, in this collective, they're like, holy crap! I've got to work. Things have been unfair. I didn't. When I had the chance, I mean, look at them now. They're really starting to honor the divine feminine. They really are. They're really starting to honor the divine feminine, where before it was almost like they dismissed the divine feminine. They didn't recognize the divinity in the connection. They didn't realize how in love and how much, like how in love they were with you until, it's an age-old saying here, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And so this is the kind of thing that is happening in our collective. Okay, and you are now the leader. Okay, you're being looked to now as the one who holds the power. Now, I'm saying it because it's true, but you're not misusing that. You're not abusing this power. You're not really engaging. Okay, you're not here. It's not some type of competition to you, like who gets the final say or who's the one in charge, and it's up to me if we get into a relationship or not. It's just you're in this energy of total detaching, and you're just not pursuing it. You're not pursuing it. And what's interesting is this is what's actually motivating the masculine to all of a sudden drop everything they're doing, and really start putting the work in on themselves. Okay, the work that they had been avoiding, the work that they had been running, all of the triggers in which, you brought up for them that were unprocessed traumas and things that needed to be healed, and the growth and all of those things, that they were trying to ignore along on this journey. That's all coming up for them now. They're like, wow, I feel like you were the leader in the relationship, in the journey, along this journey, because you were brave enough to face those difficulties, to heal those traumas, to learn those lessons. You weren't running, you were right, you were present, right? You were here. Now you were obviously, maybe, I'm going to say obviously, but I feel like at some point you were probably chasing, which is part of what we do, okay, when we're going through some of that, intense moments of, holy crap, this is my person. It felt so intense. My whole world's turned upside down. Like, when you're in the thick of it, and you're just like, how come you're not here? How come you're not feeling me? What is going on? Why would the universe curse me with this connection when I feel so, you've healed through all of it. You've healed through all of it. You have graduated. Okay. You're on the other side of all of that now. And that is the energy. If you want to think back to where you were and when you were longing for your divine masculine, feeling like if they just reached out to you, if they just told you that they felt a connection to, if they just, went along with what you wanted when you wanted it, if they would just talk, if they would do those things, then it would just magically make everything better. But you had to come to the conclusion that no, that's on you to make everything better. It's up to you to provide those things for you. That, you know what I mean? Like, you really took your power back. You really took ownership of your own ish. You healed. Like I'm freaking proud of y'all. Okay, I'm so proud of y'all. And you're just not the same. You're just not the same person anymore. You're not in that energy. You don't need anyone or anything. Would you like a true love connection? That's a different story. Of course. Who wouldn't, right? But you're open now to whatever comes through for you, because you're in a totally different vibe. But I'm saying all that to say this. It's interesting because we do have justice. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. We have so much good energy here that, all in the twin flame journey, of course, everyone talks about the mirroring, and, if you do the healing, then your twin will catch up. And, all those things are real. It's all true, And I don't know if we could have listeners here at this point in the reading who are still very much in the longing phase, and that's okay. It's all here for a purpose. It's all here for a reason, but just know that there will come a day when you are on the other side of that, and when you do look at things differently. And so maybe this reading could be triggering for some, and that's okay. But when you get to this point, trust me, it's a feeling of freedom. And that unconditional love, it's true, it exists, and the mirroring is real, and now you are the leader in this connection. Okay, you are inspiring your twin to through their longing, and they're going to have to go through a little bit of the suffering. I got to be honest with you. It comes hand in hand, and you've been there, done that, so that this is what happens, right? This is what happens. But and justice is here. It's not like this is some kind of karma and you get to say na 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 na, now it's your turn, I hope you suffer like I did. It's not like that. It's like, this is just how the universe balances out the energy. It is their turn. It is their turn to be on the other side, to be hopelessly in love, and to have the person they're hopelessly in love with be concerned about other things in their world and not concerned about the relationship. It's a dance. It's a freaking cosmic dance, and I feel like it's an interesting development to have happen in our collective, right? It's a very interesting development. It's something that we're not, we don't really see too often. So let's just see. I mean, do you want to know more about this? Hold on one second. Let me just meditate on this for a moment. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so I meditated for a moment and I was trying to tap into whether or not I should bother kind of looking deeper into this energy. I feel like I want to leave you all with something that they may be thinking about, or something that they feel like they need to say to you, but they haven't done so just yet. I feel like they're going back to the drawing board here. Like I stated, I don't need to repeat myself. They're going to be in their own confusion and longing and what's going on in their own process of learning. So for those of you who are interested just to peep and who are curious, I will extend it and we'll get to know more of like what energy they're going to be in when they finally work up their courage and they come towards you, because they feel they're feeling quite stupid. I mean, let's be honest. Now that you don't care, they're like, what the heck? They thought you would always kind of be there in the same energy, but you're not. You've shifted, you've changed towards them. So let's see what kind of changes they're going to go through. We're going to go through their emotions, things they want to say, and what's going to happen next, because the potential is here. And I feel like that's where I kind of decided when I was really tapping into this energy. The potential is here for a happily ever after union type energy romantically in this lifetime. Of course, it is very much up to you whether or not we'll dive deeper into it. But for now, I'm going to leave you with something that they want to say, something that they're thinking about quite heavily at this time. Then this will really resonate with you if you have recently come into contact with them in a serendipitous type of way or a synchronistic type of way, or they have reached out, or it happens after you hear this reading. Okay, so let's see something that they're really focused on in their mind, something that's going on over and over, something they feel like they want to express to you, and then we will move on to the extended. Let's see what happened. You're always on my mind. Yes, you're always on my mind, of course. And you remember what that was like. They were always on your mind too, right? So it's literally the tables have turned here in this particular collective, of course. Okay. Anything else here, Spirit? If you're interested, the links will be posted in the description box below, as well as pinned to the top of the comments. I really appreciate your support and energy exchange. Also, my personal readings are open if you're interested. I'll post that information as well. I love connecting with y'all, and I will be doing the draw. I'll announce the winner chicken dinner of our extended reading draw for the month of July. Now, everyone who purchased an extended in the month of July will be entered into that draw, and I will announce the winner coming shortly. Yeah, so if you want to get into it, of course, you just have to follow us along to the extended to be entered into it for the month of August. Okay, so the next message here is you're unlike anyone I've ever known. You're unlike anyone I've ever known. You are so freaking unique. Blame it all on my ego. Okay, so they are definitely going through everything, going through old messages, going through everything that's happened. They're blaming everything, on their ego, and then at the bottom of the deck here we have, I'm sorry, would you forgive me? Okay, so they will be coming forward, and they have, it's like they get their own aha moment, like, oh my gosh, I can't get you off my mind. You're unlike anyone I've ever known. I'm so sorry. Would you please forgive me? Blame it on my ego. They're starting to wake up, okay, to not only who you are, but the significance of this connection, the divinity, and just everything. It's like, hello, where have you been? And I feel like that's kind of like what they're going through, what they're saying. Where have I been? Like, I was sleeping on this. Oh my gosh, what's going on? So we will dive into it a little bit deeper in the extended. I'm sending you lots of love. I'll drop a little preview here for those of you who are interested. Hope to see you there, but if I don't, I will see you in the next reading. And if you're not part of our wonderful Good Vibe tribe and you like my energy, you like my vibe, all you got to do is subscribe and we can be pals. We can be besties, okay? I would love for that. Okay, anyways, I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Hey besties, welcome to the extended. Thank you so very much for your energy exchange. I truly appreciate your support and your love for the work that I do. It means the world to me. We're just going to actually start, a couple things actually before I begin. When I was clearing out all the cards, right, and I just kept the things that they want to say, the things that they're thinking about here. You're always on my mind. You're unlike anyone I've ever known. Blame it on my ego. I'm sorry. Would you forgive me? I realized I had something sticking up at the bottom of the deck here that is pretty relevant. It says, I'm scared of being vulnerable. Okay. I'm very scared of being vulnerable. And that was their major hurdle and their biggest trigger, while you were in the thick of it, okay? One of the reasons why they were in that runner mode, okay, they ran from the connection. Now, that did a number on you. Obviously, you've gone through what you've gone through, and you've come to a place of detaching from any outcome, which is inevitably what has drawn them in towards you. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I wanted to put that out there for those of you who are still hanging on from the first part of the YouTube reading. So that all being said, before we get into what energy they're going to be in when they return, when they open up, when they come forward, and the things that they'll say and what they're thinking about and feeling and potential and their next actions and what you can expect from them, whether or not you can trust them, all of that stuff. Before we go there, I want to tap into these spiritual changes and things that they'll be going through in order to get to that point, right? Because this kind of stuff doesn't really happen overnight. And again, if you're joining us for the extended, you're here out of curiosity. You're here because you're like, well, what is coming next? This has been one hell of a journey, right? So let's just see what the spiritual changes are. And what spiritual changes they're going through. Well, after these tables have been turned, okay? After the tables have been turned here. So we do have a message, okay? Well, they will be reaching out to you. I feel like that is a no-brainer. Thank you, Spirit. They've been receiving messages, okay? Perhaps from angels, ancestors, their own guides. They've been receiving spiritual messages. We did have the High Priestess, and I didn't elaborate too much on that. But remember, I was speaking to they're starting to wake up and realize the depth of the connection, the divinity in the connection. And they are receiving, their intuition is being heightened as well, but they are listening. They're finally awake and listening to these messages that are coming through from the spirit world, spirit realm. We also have here theurgy. Okay, I'm going to have to look that one up in the book in a minute because I don't remember what that one is talking about. We have perspective, gaining new perspective, which is wonderful. And then a new path, okay, deciding to go down a different path and do things differently this time around. We also have struggle, which is, a pretty self-explanatory, okay, and then home at the bottom of the deck here, okay, feeling like you are home, and starseed even underneath that, so realizing their own divinity as well. I'm just going to grab that book for a moment. I'll pause it here. Okay, so I'm just going to read this really quickly to y'all. The biggest thing, remember, finding the new perspective, deciding to go on a new path. They're a starseed. They're going to be struggling through letting go of old ways and choosing new path, a new way to be. Now, the one that I needed some, clarification on here, this theurgy, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's a process here. And it says, gnosis, seeking knowledge, divine order, learning about planetary magic, ancient knowledge, discovering ancient knowledge, seeing the world differently, breaking through programming. So it's a big awakening moment. And it says here that they're going to be diving into what I kind of already said this, but I wanted to show y'all the study of the whole universe, the wisdom of the whole universe, finding yourself leaving behind knowledge that you grew up with that has set many patterns which during your activation of consciousness have become blockages. So working through some of the stuff that made them so scared of being vulnerable, all of those things, not just in their love life, it's a general spiritual awakening. Okay, well, they will be learning about, the nature of the connection, the purpose of the connection, all of that stuff. It's pretty deep. So it says here, They're going to find themselves craving more wisdom to make sense of things in a new way. The practice of theurgy uses inner alchemy, the knowledge of the planets, to create pathways for change. So to simplify and break it down, we can understand elements in their most simple forms. The building blocks of everything, it goes on and on and on. So it's like they're diving deep into their own spiritual study. Okay, so that's what they're going to be doing. So the next time they come toward you, again, remember I stated that y'all were the leaders in this connection, and it is spiritually as well. You are a little bit more further down your spiritual path. You have more spiritual wisdom and knowledge than they do. Sorry, y'all. For some reason, my it stopped recording, but I'm going to keep going forward. So okay, they're catching up to you spiritually. I was stating that, and that you're the leader in the connection. So the next time you meet them in person, you are going to be absolutely floored with the changes. Not only are you coming from a different space, but they are coming from a more awakened space as well. Okay, now that's quite a long intro. I'm just going to put that to the side, and then we're going to explore what happens next, okay? When they come towards you, let's get that energy that they're in, and that's a significant change, okay? That's a huge change for this collective, and I'm here for it. So yeah, let's just continue forward and get all of those other details here for those who are sticking around for the extended. Okay, so what energy are they going to be in when they come towards you after these significant changes? Well, first of all, you're going to be receiving more and more telepathic messages from them. You will kind of have an idea of when this is happening, all right? Your telepathic messages will increase significantly, okay? So it says close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. That will be your clue. Let's see what happens next.
She said she'd only love me. Thought through the card that wasn't in the deck. The card my finger touched. Think I got my wish. You know for sure when it's all done. She said she was a beautiful wish.